Well, friends, we're here. End of season one, and we just lost to Stanford in basically the semifinals. Very sad. We have to say goodbye to our seniors, Josh Molleris, Matt Dallas, both of our two starting pitchers. Probably my 1 and 3, I'd say right now. Uh, Grayson Grinsel's been holding it down in that two spot. They're graduating, moving on. That's going to be a big loss. We're going to lose Tyler Gannis. He's been playing I think DH for us mostly. Oh no, he's been playing first base. So our starting first baseman's gone. We lost two starting pitchers, and last but not least, the big one, we lose the Duck. The Duck was our captain of the team, and we lose all of the captains going into season two. So I thought I'd talk about our recruiting a little bit. I'm not sure if Frisk will ever end up making more videos and get to this point, so I might as well just quickly cover our team going into the next season. We also lost two shitters. Don't even remember their names. That never played anyway, so don't worry about them. So I thought we'd just talk about some of the storylines, maybe a little bit, and then also how the recruiting went, how the strategy went. We can talk about some of that. Just do a quick little overview so people can see what the hell's going on. We'll just kind of scroll through the. Hopefully they can still see that. If not, it's gonna suck. So we kind of got the reveal in episode 1 of the Deuce of all these first storylines, but overall, didn't go into too many of these guys. So Sheldon Milk started getting stuff released. Yeah, started looking pretty good. He's got S power, so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get in on that. I scouted him once or twice. The guy Billy Lotus went missing, and then this was the big storyline, kind of early. Two pitchers on the same teams, Lenny and Benny, ended up kind of getting a heated rivalry for a while. So some other pitchers here, Jesus Muhammad, pretty much none of. I would say I stayed away from most of these storyline guys for the most part. Don't want to like spoil it too much, so just kind of skipping through. Hopefully one day Frisk comes through and gets all these. But yeah, again, Sheldon Milk was just showing off. Looking gross. There's a fun moment here. Again, we'll hopefully let Frisk cover that one day. And this is the big one. So early on, I kind of was recruiting Benny Marlin a little bit. I kind of backed off. He had 162 velocity, which was sick, kilometers per hour, but he really was just didn't have anything else, and I was like, didn't look too good. I think Compass and Florida Gators were kind of scouting both, and then they offered Lenny a scholarship, who committed to him, and then it basically blocked the other guy from committing to him. Pretty funny. And then Marlin kind of switched his priorities, so I was like, well, Bowie Help was a pretty cool one that came out. A little Frankenstein. I don't know if he's ever gonna do these storylines or not, but kind of a little teasing in the storylines there. Yeah, I don't think I had anyone else, so let's just whoop. Don't want to share too much, so we'll keep that ready to go. And we'll go into the spreadsheet. So how did recruiting actually work? Well, we had these 60 players or so that were kind of unknown to us. They had this 80-20 scale. Oops. Over here. A lot of these guys ended up being scouted, so they actually got their ratings and stuff, but it was sometimes accurate, sometimes inaccurate, kind of a general feel of what to do. And then they all had different starting interests, so kind of got a few head starts on a few of them, just randomized. Different home states, year, and then different ratings and shit. But they also all had this thing called a priority. So season 1, it was all about the priority. They all got a randomized priority, and all of our schools had rankings based on different factors, like in real life success of the team for school rep. Coach rep was based on how we've been playing in other leagues recently. What else we got? Early playing time based on how shit your roster is. Proximity to home based on your college to their state location. Academic quality, which is kind of busted because certain teams just got screwed, but in real life, I was combining shit. Academics. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Anyway, we'll quickly look at. Damn, I gotta do my version, but we have recruiting data. Yeah, you close that shit. Oh, we'll open that up real here's my version. Basically made a copy and was playing around and shit. Well, apparently I don't have it either. So it was basically a table ranking all of our different prospects. The one thing that I had over other people, oh, it's right here. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. So here was basically the stars for all the different schools. So we had a couple different 5-star schools off the rip. And they also started with busted rosters, which is kind of gross. And the one thing that I had a 5-star one was coach rep, and you can see that I was the only 5-star coach rep. So the way that the scouting worked, you could scout a rating for 25 and you'd get it, but also everyone sees it. Same thing for ability. So scouting was kind of tough early on. Sending package was just 50 points, and then pitch priority was actually multiplied by whatever this number is for pitch. So if you could say, I want to pitch coach reputation to this prospect, and then you would basically multiply 50 times 5. But if it's the priority for that prospect, so like whoever we said it earlier, Betty Marlin started off with coach reputation as his priority. I'm a 5 in it, but because it's his priority, it actually goes to 6. So that's actually pretty cool. So my strategy in this was look for people that had coach reputation in this draft class. Let me go back to this one, I guess. So all these guys that had coach reputation, I was like, you are all mine. You are all mine because no one else can compete with me. So coach reputation, even though I didn't start with any initial interest in this guy, like no one could compete with me. I just kept spamming coach reputation every week. And that was pretty much it. So this was kind of a bit of a lucky draw of you have to hope that you get people that have your priority and we're good, because people are kind of just spamming the shit out of their priority. I think it's going to change a little bit in season 2 recruiting, but a little more strategy. But then you're also at the mercy of, is this player actually good? So you could just spam the pitch, but then you also had to hope. Please let me hopefully this person's actually good, because sometimes the ratings were a little misleading, so some people ended up getting screwed. So going through, you can kind of just see different pitches going on. Coach rep, coach rep, coach rep. Lots of coach rep pretty much throughout the season. And then once in like week 5 or end of week 4 or whatever, end of the regular season, there was fog of war, so you couldn't see what other people are doing. So then things got a little bit more spicy. And then there's these soft verbal commit and hard commit. So basically, if you went up plus 1,500 on someone, it says, okay, I am now a soft commit for this school. And if I am still plus 1,500 the next week, I will now hard commit. Which is important because we did have one situation later where someone soft committed and then thought they were going to be good. But so then we get to the final signing day pitch. So you still get, and I didn't even say, but you get 6 actions a week. So you basically get to choose 6 things. So pretty much most people did like 6 pitches every single week. But then obviously sometimes you got to offer scholarships, which you get 6 of. And if you lose out on your guy, obviously you saw earlier, that was plus 500. Big boost there, but you would lose out on the points. So you could offer and get it back if you ended up losing, but then it wouldn't be worth any points anymore. And also I didn't mention, but when we got to that fog of war time, it locked to the top 3 schools. So if you were in the top 3 in the recruits thing, you're kind of locked out. So it's kind of important to get into multiple recruits before it locked up at that stage. But yeah, so final signing day, you got basically those 6 actions, and then also you got 1,000 points. So it's sneaky because there may or may not have been one recruit where somebody was soft committed to a school. They said, okay, this prospect is definitely going to sign with me next week because no one's even close. But maybe someone, aka me, did plus 1,000 points from my entire final signing day budget bonus, plus a scholarship for 500, plus a pitch for 250. So all of a sudden, a plus 1,750 swing is actually enough to win some recruits. So let's go to the actual recruit kind of final day stage. We don't want to talk about other teams too much in case we end up finally doing it. But early on in the fog of war time, I started going super hard after Sheldon Milk. He was kind of getting revealed more and more. I think Arkansas was leading, but Georgia had like a really strong pitch on him. He had the 5-star priority pitch on him. So if he wanted him, he could have gotten him, but I don't think he understood how to kind of use the pitch to his maximum potential. And then also, while I was kind of going after Milk, I kind of let Bowie Help slip away. So Stanford ended up snagging Bowie Help after a bit. But wasn't too much I could do because when I went for the steal on that other guy, I ended up wasting some of my, like, if I had to invest it into a hitter, I could have gotten Bowie Help, but otherwise I wouldn't have. So here's our class. So basically at the time, we only got 4 people. We got our top 4 here, and then these last 2 we got afterwards. So let us kind of look at each of those players. Trying to skip through them a little bit. Yeah, we ended up with the second best class. James Sadie, again, one of those coach rep guys. Pretty much, so those blue chip guys, you knew what you were getting right away. Unfortunately, that E arm strength is pretty terrible. He's going to get stolen on all the time. But a shit ton of abilities. I think it's like gold contact hitter and a couple other good ones. Good catcher ability, which is great. So we're excited about him. I think he's going to be much better upgrade over Kromwick, who was our FF catcher that we've had last year. Brent Vow was that pitcher we ended up stealing at the last second. Again, not like the craziest stuff. 147 is not that fast. But he does have really good control, decent stamina, and like a shit ton of abilities, which always plays pretty well. Jorge Bush was another coach reputation guy where he spammed the shit out of that. We just got lucky. We didn't really scout him much, so luckily it didn't suck too bad. Who else? Jerry Ferry was one where we just really didn't have any competition on the entire time. It was pretty nice. Kind of like everyone got their own pitcher that they're like ahead on. They're like, well, I hope this guy's good, and just kind of went after him. So luckily Jerry Ferry, we got to spam the shit out of him. Grab him. Next up we had Jay Harai. Fortunately with Jay Harai, you can see he's a JUCO senior, so you only get him for the 1 year. And I didn't even offer him the scholarship at the time. I was scouting him pretty decent and was leading, so I scouted his contact, I scouted his power. I'm like, God damn it, I really can't pass this up. I'm losing the duck this year. I have to get after him, and I did take him. And then the last one, Book, we ended up getting at like the very end of the draft, basically. Again, I didn't offer him a scholarship at first. I kind of wanted to decide between an outfielder and then a pitcher that ended up being pretty good, which was sad, but it was the way the format worked. You had to basically, we went through the recruits one by one at the end and said, do you want to offer this person? And then I started getting nervous. I got nervous, and I offered him. His stats were better than he expected. We went through the storylines quickly earlier, but the Genome Project, Danny Book was one of them. Basically seems like a special boost to all the stats. So his stats ended up being pretty good, better than the other people that I could have expected at least. But there was one outfielder and one pitcher that I missed out on that would have been gross, that I had the right to if I wanted them. So our class could have been super sick, but overall, Book was like the only miss, I'd say. And again, our team was so dog shit that any player on our team would be good. But it was pretty good because we lost the 2 starting pitchers and we maybe upgraded slightly, but overall about the same at least. And then, otherwise not too bad. Yeah, Jay Harai is going to be nice, but we're going to lose him next year. And I think, we can go through some of the pictures. Some pretty cool graphics on here. Here was James Sadie, our catcher. Nope, that was Brent Val. He's got the snake tattoo. A little 2-timer. He snuck on that last second. So basically, we reneged on his soft commit and went to me after all. Jorge Bush with his family. Jerry Ferry. A little questionable gender there, but moving on. Yeah, Bowie Help we missed out on. That would have been super sick. That was kind of like our only gripe of the draft, too. Ended up with Help over Book. That would have been sick. But I also kind of did it to myself because I went after Milk when I didn't really have a chance. Kind of blew. Jay Harai with those huge arm. Yep. I think that's pretty much it. And then after that, we did a transfer portal. Basically, you can give up one player. We gave up Garate. He was pretty dog shit. I don't think he was ever going to get playing time on my team. So I said, get off my team. And then it was basically like all the players that were unsigned. And we ended up with Matheu. We had like the 6th pick, so it wasn't anything special, but still a 100-star jump about. So not too bad. We'll take it. I think that's pretty much it for us for Season 1. Season 2 is going to be interesting. You can see how I dropped a little teaser. but we're going to have games coming out soon. Just want a quick little recap so you can see our recruits. And you saw the Ducks looking solid. Overall, pretty good. Second best class, pretty good. And like not much higher, but it's like a 50-star jump between the next class. And that class is pretty good too. But the best class ended up being the Arkansas Razorbacks. But again, goodbye to our seniors. Thank you, Josh Mahlers, for a great season. Thank you for the Duck for a great season. Hopefully we can carry on the mojo into season 2 and have a little bit of a even better year. Unfinished business. Until next time, peace.